G'day there. Welcome to the week ahead with Pivot Trader. Today I'm going to have a look at Bitcoin, which has seen some selling pressure in the last week. But I think that could be on the back of the strength we're seeing in the US dollar, which is also having a bit of an effect on gold, of course, with the US dollar rallying on the back of expectations. Rates over there in the US are going to be on the rise. If you've been watching these updates for a while, you'll remember that I had a target on the US dollar back towards 96, and that target's just been reached in the last week, and looks like that long-term trend is just starting to shift as well. So that spike in the US dollar is the thing that we need to watch going forward. It's starting to have a bit of an effect on the gold price. You can see on gold that it's reached my target of 1875, which was the midpoint of that range from the past 15 months. So we're having a bit of a breather with the US dollar strength, but that trend now turning up and still looking pretty strong. I think there'll be a lot of support in gold prices if it heads back towards that sort of 1800 level. Should really see a lot of buying support and then continue to the upside, and busting up through that point of control, there is a chance that we do see a rotation all the way up towards that sort of 1980 to 2020 area, which I think will happen in coming months. But yes, that US dollar strength just putting the brakes on gold for the moment. Bitcoin also coming under the pump, having quite a bad week last week, and you'll remember from a month or so ago I was saying you want to wait for the weekly sell pivot before I'd increase my bearishness on Bitcoin, and that's happened now. So we've got that weekly sell pivot in place, also a potential double top, having retested the high from earlier in the year and not able to carry on with it. So from here I'm seeing selling pressure should come in around 63,500. So we should see a bit of buying pressure in the next few weeks, but I'd expect the selling pressure to come back in, and if we do then breach below last week's low, there's a chance that that selling pressure could actually accelerate, and we might see a bit more downside in Bitcoin. So it's not necessarily time to dump Bitcoin and run away at all, but just be aware that the short-term picture is not looking that positive. Oil also suffering from that strength in the US dollar. You'll see my target of that high from 2018 was actually reached. So it's pretty much hit that target, and that's when the selling pressures come in. So there could be a bit more downside here, having retested that 2018 high. We've now got the weekly sell pivot in place for oil as well. So really expecting to see a bit more downside. But yeah, still in very strong uptrend from those sort of crash lows last year. But oil really has had a very strong run over that period, and we know that the US shale producers will start to come back online with oil heading up into this area, which could put a bit of pressure on, and we've got negotiations with Iran also coming, so possibly the market getting a bit skittish about that. But just the short-term picture looking a bit bearish in oil. That could develop into a bigger sell-off, having reached that 2018 high, which was really the high of that move, and it then crashed from there over the next few years. So it's going to take a bit of work to get up through that sort of $87 region. That may be coming next year, but for now, with the US dollar strong, you'd probably see a bit more weakness in that oil price, and I'd really see good support down around $70, which would be in line with the sort of buy zone of that last wave higher. So really just looking like that US dollar strength is picking up steam. That can often be a risk-off sign with the market repatriating money back to US dollars. So that could also start to affect stocks. So the story of the week, really, that US dollar strength, and just wary of gold, oil and Bitcoin on the back of that. All right, cheers, and I'll come back with more next week.